In this highly stressed world, I'm always on the lookout for something that can help me fight either my stress or my anxiety. And this is where Neuvana and their new Zen headphones come into the picture. What's up everybody, this is Scott. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the Neuvana Xen and how it provides direct stimulation to the vagus nerve within your ear, specifically your left ear. The Xen was invented by a cardiac surgeon and uses a platform to deliver a mild electrical signal via patented earbuds targeting a branch of the vagus nerve inside your left ear. Now, according to their website, this is the first of its kind device that syncs the vagus nerve stimulations with music and lifestyle as it looks to infuse into your routine, which improves balance and relief while either commuting, working, watching TV, listening to music, or just sitting completely alone in a chair, and more on that in a minute. Now let's talk about what setting up the device was like. I used an iPhone 12 Pro with this particular device, and you can use it with an Android phone as well. Now these headphones were pretty easy to set up overall once they get charged, and they do charge via USB-C, so thank you very much for that, Neuvana. Once you connect them via Bluetooth like a regular device on the iPhone, you're going to need to make sure that you connect via the app as well. So it's a bit of a weird double connection, but once you have that all connected via the app, it works pretty well flawlessly, at least on the iPhone. Now I have heard that there on the Android there's a little bit of a workaround, and link to TK Bay so you can check out his review as well of the Neuvana Zen. He used it specifically with an Android. I cannot say this enough, and I'm going to repeat it probably several times in this video. Please follow the instructions that are included. And the reason I bring this up, because the first few sessions that I didn't get an experience as much as I thought I would, and honestly it was because I didn't follow the instructions when it comes to the water solution. So make sure that you follow those instructions. This device is incredibly portable. It comes with a little travel package that they included in the set for me, and that's exactly what they mean for it to do. It's very, very small, could even fit in your pocket if you wanted to, definitely can fit into either like a purse or a backpack. And now that we've talked about the setup, let's talk about the recommended usage. In talking with the company, they say that you should use these for about 15 minutes twice a day at max. However, when I was also talking to them, I specifically asked if I'm feeling particularly stressed or anxious one day, can I do it a little bit longer than either the 15 minutes or more than 2 sessions? And they said that there was nothing wrong with doing that. They just felt that the 2 times 15 minutes each time was good enough for most people. And they also say that you should start slow, maybe even at the 5-minute mark, and then work your way up over time, not only in terms of the time amount, but also the intensity amount. So the intensity goes all the way up to 25 within the app itself, so depending on how you feel, you can crank that bad boy all the way up. Now for me, the intensity level was between 14 and 18 each time, but I actually started at the level 7 in the very, very beginning. So like my first 4 or 5 sessions were at level 7 before I started to increase in intensity. I always started at 15 minutes, so I never started at the 5-minute mark. I always started at the 15-minute mark. Now within the app themselves, you're going to see 3 different modes, and let's explain what the 3 modes are. There's a sensation mode, which delivers patterns to the vagus nerve in a rhythmic pattern of your particular choice, and there is no shortage of choices within the app. They have Hilltop and Communer and this, that, and the other. There's a ton of different choices that you can choose from. In sync mode, which happens to be the mode that I use pretty much all the time, it stimulates the nerve to the beat of the music, which is absolutely awesome. So I listened to music the entire time, and the vagus nerve stimulation was in terms of whatever the tunes I was listening to at that given moment. And then the last mode is the ambient mode, and ambient then syncs the nerve stimulation to the microphone of your smartphone, which means whatever you hear is exactly what you're also going to feel from that perspective. My recommendation out of all of this is to sit into a semi-quiet room, use the sync option, and then just be at peace for about 15 minutes. That's where I found the most bang for the buck, so to speak. Probably the most important thing about these is what do they feel like, or what do they sound like when you're using them? And a quick reminder, make sure that you're actually wetting them down in order to feel exactly what they should be doing. Don't make that mistake that I did. Make sure you follow those instructions. The best way I can describe it is like this weird slight tickle when you're honestly wearing them. It felt like a little bit of like almost like a slight buzz in your ear, but not in a bad or annoying way, but in a way that you know that they're there and they're working. When you first turn them on and you're basically plugged into your ears, you're going to hear two different types of tones. Not unpleasant, but that way you know that the thing is actually on. Now, these aren't the best sounding headphones in the world, and the company will tell you that's not the point of this device at all. This is a stress reducing piece of technology, and then headphones. That just happens to be the way that it is. Now, when I was wearing the headphones, they're just like your standard earbud, and I didn't experience any fatigue or anything like that at all. Make sure that the white cord is on the left side. That is the one that should go in your left ear. It's very obvious. You cannot miss it, but make sure that the white one is in your ear because that is where the left one should be going. Now, I did wear these around the house while I was doing chores and things of that nature, but the best experience that I had was when I was in a nice and quiet room. Now, I can already hear probably one of the biggest questions that's out there is, does this actually work? Does it reduce my stress and anxiety? Now, straight up, this is not a silver bullet, but this is a piece of the puzzle when it comes to reducing the stress that you have in your life. I was pretty straightforward with the company. I was like, I'm not sure what to expect. But then I laid out the idea that you have to do this in addition to other things to truly try and add and reduce the stress that you have for it to truly work, in my opinion. There's a ton of studies out there that talk about recognizing the need to just sit down and collect your thoughts for even just 15 minutes a day. That can have a tremendous amount of impact on the amount of stress and anxiety that you have for your day. So recognizing the fact that you need to sit down for even just 15 minutes using a device like this is where this device can truly start to drive down the stress and anxiety that you have, because it's forcing you to sit down or forcing you to concentrate on something else other than the troubles or the stresses or the anxiousness that you have throughout the entire day. There is a ton of research that went into this particular piece of tech, but because it forced me to sit down for 15 minutes, I did in fact feel less stressed than what I did before I started doing these particular sessions. Could this be because specifically of the tech? Honestly, I would say yes and no. I couldn't even give you a good majority of what it would feel like, but it's a matter of it forced me to be at peace with myself, which actually helped me calm down from a stress and anxiety perspective. Now, if you feel like you might benefit for something like this, check the link in the description below for all of the details. Big shout out to Neuvana for sending this out for me to check out, because it's definitely a very cool little piece of tech. Well, that's it. That's all I have. As always, like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time.